As we know, this supplier communication agent mainly works on the purchase orders. So the flow starts from the purchase order. Let's go create one purchase order. I'm creating a purchase order. So I'm taking a vendor or best supplier here. Then I'm giving the site and warehouse. So, okay. So let's create this purchase order. And after creation, let's provide some items, purchase order lines. So I'm going to take one item. For this item, what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide some quantity. So I'm going to give a quantity around 470 and the unit price is there. So the net amount is calculated now. So yeah, this is fine. Just let's create one normal purchase order here. So as the workflow is disabled, so this purchase order is approved now in the state of approved. So after this, how the flows go to the agent is, so let's go to our agents. Let's go to the library. So let's select this sending follow-up emails to vendors. So here I'm just configuring my agent. So I wanted to draft a mail with the email address of this, and coming to I wanted to take all the unconfirmed purchase order. So I wanted it per vendor, which means like all the purchase order per against one that vendor will be taken and mail will be drafted. And coming to the tone of the email, I wanted it to be formal and let it be a bit urgent. And coming to the fields, so I wanted fields like, let's take item number, and let's take the quantity, and let's take these two fields. Coming to the criteria, so standard they have provided some criteria, so I just delete those criteria, and I'm going to change this criteria according to my requirement. So we can just play around this and we can give the requirement as our business required. So currently what I give is, so I wanted a approval status. So if the approval status is in approved, I want those purchase orders should be sent to vendors and get it confirmed. So I give a normal criteria here, and coming to the signature of the mail. So I wanted to have my own signature. So let's give, and yeah. So now the configuration of the agent is done. Let me activate this. Once the activation is done, so we can see the agent, we can see this agent in the manage tab. So by standard it runs for every 6 hours. So if you wanted to change this recurrence, and if you wanted to run it in every 1 hour or 1 minute, what we have to do is we have a batch job for that. So let's go to that. So if I see the recurrence here, so it runs for every 6 hours. So let me change it for every minute. So now this batch job is going to run every minute. Pick all the unconfirmed purchase orders. So it is going to draft a mail for that. So let me go back to my agent screen. So this is for picking up everything. So if I just refresh this screen, now we can see the recurrence has been changed to 1 minute. So let's see. Okay, so as you can see, the recurrence is changed for 1 minute. So agent is configured. So let me go into the procurement and sourcing, follow emails. As you can see, it has taken all the vendors and the purchase orders. So there are, suppose if we take for this vendor, there are 10 different purchase order. So you can see the list of those orders, purchase orders here. So we have created a purchase order for the vendor Best Supplier Europe. So when we scroll down, we have two purchase order there. When we scroll down, you can see there is a mail drafted saying there is an urgent follow-up on unconfirmed purchase orders. So it has listed the purchase orders, and it has said like these are the purchase order and these are the items in various quantities. And coming to, we request a confirmation to proceed, and it has given the item and quantity. I have select those fields while configuring the agent, so we can see those fields here and the signature. So once I do send here, the email will be sent to the vendor. So see, the email is sent, and from the here we can see that best supplier is removed. So we can see that in the reviewed emails, once the mail is sent to the vendor, those vendor details or the purchase order details are stored in the review email section. So this is like a history or log page. So we can see all the details here. So this is how the outbound communication happens in supplier communication agent. So you have created a purchase order, and there are certain criteria you wanted, based on that agent should pick those purchase orders. Suppose in our scenario it was like to picking up the purchase order based on the approval status where it was approved. For those status, I wanted to pick those purchase order and send it to vendor, and now the vendor has received the mail. He will go to the mail and he will reply us back. So this is the scenario.